As our election 2020 coverage continues, we turn our focus now towards State Amendment 2 on your ballot. If it's passed, Florida's minimum wage would go up to $15 an hour. And for one single mother in Suncoast Estates, she says the increase could change her life and others like her. Rachel Lloyd has her story.
Christine Gray holds a photo of her 14-year-old daughter, Alana Staiano. She died in a hit-and-run crash in January.
I want to see this neighborhood get back to where it used to be for her.
She says most of her memories with her daughter are kissing her goodbye before working the night shift.
After my daughter passed away, I realized I'm not the only one in that boat. And my biggest regret was having to look back and say, I spent so much time working. When are we there for our kids?
Gray says she has degrees in forensic studies, among other disciplines, but she says her identity was stolen, making it difficult to work in her field. If Amendment 2 passes, it would raise the state's minimum wage from $8.56 an hour to $15 an hour by 2026. Gray says in that case, single mothers like herself may only have to work one job instead of several to provide for their families. She credits the crime in her neighborhood to many children growing up unsupervised.
I have seen our area pop up on some of the worst listings, not just for crime, for homelessness, lowest cost of wages versus highest cost of living.
When we look at this Lee County Sheriff's crime map, Suncoast Estates has a high crime rate, mainly theft followed by assault and home break-ins. But finance professor Tom Smythe at Florida Gulf Coast University says Amendment 2 won't solve their problems.
Raising the minimum wage, in my opinion, my professional opinion, is not the answer that we need to be looking at.
He says benefits of a higher wage will be short-term, hurting businesses and trickling down to everyone else in the long run.
They're either going to have to reduce their labor costs, which means they will either stop hiring or in some cases lay off, or they'll have to increase prices.
Gray also says Amendment 2 alone won't cut it. She says that's where the government should come in.
The state needs to step in and start monitoring the cost of living versus the pay wage and make sure that that's their responsibility. They're supposed to make sure it balances.
Smythe agrees, but rather than raise the minimum wage, he says an incentive program is the way to go. The government would provide assistance to minimum wage workers like food stamps, supplement their income for a limited time, and motivate them to earn a skill set to earn higher wages so they no longer need the assistance to survive. In North Fort Myers, Rachel Lloyd, Fox 4.
Thanks, Rachel. And Amendment 2 will be on the November 3rd ballot. If passed, it would raise the state's minimum wage to $10 an hour next year and by $1 every year after that until it gets to $15 an hour in 2026.